Snoop Dogg and 19 Crimes Wine. Today, I'm going to bring together hip-hop star Snoop Dogg with a wine brand, English convicts, and the colonization of Australia in the 18th and 19th centuries. But that's not all. I'm going to talk about marketing and, of course, about numbers. More than 100,000 wine boxes sold in just a few weeks. Behind all of this is a great story to tell. Snoop Dogg, from hip-hop icon to successful entrepreneur. Snoop Dogg is known worldwide as one of the most important and influential hip-hop artists. Since the release of his debut album, Doggy Style, in 1993, Snoop Dogg has consistently remained at the top of the music scene. However, his charisma and personality also made him a superstar wherever he goes. But how did he evolve from a hip-hop icon to a businessman? Well, throughout his career, he gradually learned how to manage the music business, starting from a small scale and eventually expanding to a large scale, becoming a true businessman. In fact, before launching Snoop Cali Red, he had already ventured into the world of entrepreneurship in the cannabis industry, demonstrating his talent for business and his knowledge of how things should be done. Let me tell you about Snoop Cali Red. But before I do that, I need to take a moment to talk about 19 Crimes, the Australian wine company with which Snoop partnered to make this idea possible. History and philosophy of 19 Crimes. The history of the wine company 19 Crimes is a lesson in the colonization of Australia. In the late 18th century, during the Industrial Revolution, the English population began to move to cities, leading to an increase in crime, and the prisons were becoming increasingly overcrowded. Australia had fallen under English rule, but it was a distant and practically uninhabited land. So the solution was simple. They turned convicts into the new settlers of Australia, sending them to a new continent in exchange for pardoning their sentences. There were 19 crimes for which a person would pay with exile and become a no voluntary settler. It was 165,000 people who took that journey between 1788 and 1868, although many died on the long sea voyage. The 19 Crimes brand is a tribute to those ex-convicts who forged new lives in a new country, and to those who did not make it to the shores of the new continent. So, after this brief history, let's talk about the arrival of Snoop Dogg. Snoop Dogg's association with 19 Crimes. In April 2020, hip-hop artist and entrepreneur Snoop Dogg surprised the world by launching his own wine brand. The reality is that the launch of Snoop Cali Red was no coincidence. It was a project that had been in his mind for several years, inspired by two of his passions, red wine and California. And thus came his partnership with 19 Crimes. And we must say, it was not about creating a wine and putting Snoop Dogg's name and face on the label. The partnership kicked off with an introduction of Snoop Cali Red, the first California wine from 19 Crimes, but it wasn't simply a branded bottle. That would have been too easy and too conventional. Snoop wanted to be involved in the winemaking process itself. He wanted Snoop Cali Red to offer consumers an experience that captured the relaxed and vibrant spirit of the West Coast. After trying various wine blends, he himself chose the blend he liked best for his project. The final result was a blend of Petit Syrah, Zinfandel, and Merlot, creating a wine accessible to everyone without sacrificing quality or flavor. The partnership between Snoop Dogg and 19 Crimes has truly been transformative for both parties. Snoop's presence has injected a new level of energy and authenticity into the wine brand, attracting a wider and more diverse audience and moving away from the old molds of the wine industry. Marketing strategies. Snoop Dogg managed to breathe new life into 19 Crimes with his new product Snoop Cali Red, and that considering that 19 Crimes itself had already made significant strides in selling abroad. What can we highlight about 19 Crimes in terms of marketing? If there's one thing that every consumer loves, it's that behind a product, there's a good story. And 19 Crimes hasn't understood this perfectly. Taking a look at their website and immersing yourself in their history makes you connect with brand in a very powerful way. But they've also known how to squeeze that story by playing with everything related to the brand. On their labels, you can enjoy an augmented reality experience thanks to the Living Wine Labels app, through which we can learn animated stories related to the brand's history. But not only that, there are also 19 types of cork, which one with a number and the name of one of the crimes that made you a new colonist. This makes the consumer connect with the brand by collecting the corks until they have them all. To an interesting and well-told story, all of it was missing was a superstar like Snoop Dogg to come in, soak up its philosophy, and make it his. Since the launch of Snoop Cali Red, the hip-hop icon has been passionate advocate for the brand, promoting it on his social media and public events. His charisma and unique style have resonated with consumers, making Snoop Cali Red one of 19 Crimes' most popular wines. Snoop has worked closely with the marketing team to develop innovative strategies that make the most of his image and personality. Of course, social media couldn't be left out. Snoop Dogg revolutionized the brand to promote the wine and share his enthusiasm with his followers. His posts have generated great interests in the product and have amplified the brand's reach. Snoop has participated in a series of exclusive events and collaborations that have helped increase its visibility and attract new customers. When you're famous, promoting a product is much easier than for anyone else. But you have to know how to strike the right chord and be committed to the brand and the product and know how to convey it to your potential consumers. And when it comes to charisma, there's no one like Snoop. To sum up, we can say that Snoop Cali Red as a product and 19 Crimes as a brand have made a perfect match that works seamlessly. A coherent and fascinating narrative, an influential person behind the brand, and appropriate marketing strategies have positioned it in the market that was always anchored in more traditional marketing rules. Before we finish, would you like to know some curious facts about the brand? Some facts about 19 Crimes. Let's take a look at some interesting facts about 19 Crimes, beyond its labels and corks, that will leave you wanting to know more about this company. Some of them speak to its resounding success, while others are simply quirks that make this brand even more intriguing. At its initial launch, the company's expectations were to sell 125,000 cases in the first year. They did this in only 6 weeks. Such was the success of Snoop Cali Red that Snoop Dogg himself proposed creating Snoop Cali Rosé and Snoop Cali Blanc. Of course, the proposal came to fruition in 2021. Snoop Dogg and 19 Crimes announced a $100,000 donation to the NAACP Legal Fund in 2020 in support of protesters seeking legal assistance during human rights protests. Another curious fact is that Snoop Dogg played a key role in bringing 19 Crimes and Martha Stewart together to launch their own wine brand. What we can learn as entrepreneurs. We know everything is easier when you're famous, but that doesn't mean we can't extract valuable lessons from these stories. For example, the story behind 19 Crimes creates a very strong connection with the consumer. As entrepreneurs, we can learn to develop a narrative that resonates with our audience. By partnering with a recognized and authentic figure, entrepreneurs can raise credibility to reach a wider audience. Using a new marketing idea and innovative technologies like living wine labels can help us stand out among the competition. Don't forget that using social media is essential, but it's not enough to just be present. We have to do it well to truly connect with our audience. As entrepreneurs, we can seek strategic partnership to help expand their reach and attract new customers. If you enjoyed this story and want to learn more about celebrities and their entrepreneurial journeys, don't forget to give us a like and subscribe to this channel, where you can discover how Ryan Reynolds turned his small gin brand into a global success, or how Seth Rogen built his empire around the cannabis world. Thank you for being here, and see you in the next video.